Today I'm doing a giveaway and a review of the brand new Focusrite 4th generation Scarlett 2i2. So make sure you stick around to the end of the video where I'll be giving you details on how to enter the giveaway. But until then, let's go ahead and get to the review. So you may have seen my 18i20 2nd gen review. If you haven't, check it out. I'll leave a link up here. It's got a lot of useful information in there. But since then, they've released a 3rd generation and a 4th generation, so I thought this would be a really good time to revisit the Scarlett series and see what's changed. So let's go ahead and take a look at the front and back panels and take a look at some of the new features. So up first, you now have digital encoders up here instead of analog potentiometers. So what that means is, well, one, you could just keep turning this knob because no audio actually goes through the encoder. Now this just digitally controls the preamp that's inside of it. And what that lets you do is control your preamp from the Focusrite Control app. In fact, you can control just about every feature of this device from the app. It's a really cool feature. You can actually just put this in a rack somewhere and never touch it, just control it from your machine. Below that, you have inputs 1 and 2. Those are 1/4-inch jacks. And then you have a series of buttons right here. First of all, you have the select button. This lets you select between channels 1 and 2, so you know what you're controlling when you turn these features on and off. Next to that, you have the 48-volt phantom power, and then you have your instrument line selector. This turns your front jacks from an unbalanced instrument level input to a balanced line level input. And then you get to these new features down here. First of all, you have the auto gain function. Press that and then play your instrument or sing into your microphone and it will automatically set the gain for you. Next to that, you have a clip safe button so that if you start to get too close to clipping, it'll actually bring the preamp gain down for you to try and preserve your recording. And finally, you have an air button. That's a presence boost. Hit it a second time, it'll also add some harmonic saturation. Then you have pretty standard volume knob for your monitor outputs. Then you have a direct button that allows you to monitor your instrument or your source directly from the interface instead of it going to your computer and back, so you can monitor latency free. Then you have your headphone jack and headphone volume knob. Let's go ahead and turn it over to the back. Here you have both power and data USB-C connections. Now your machine should be able to power it with just the data connection. However, if for some reason your USB port can't power it, then you just need a second USB-C cable to power the interface. Now don't be fooled, just because it's USB-C does not mean that it's higher bandwidth. In fact, as of right now, this is still a USB 2.0 port, which means it's the same bandwidth as the previous iterations. Now with the 2i2, that's not a big deal because you're only doing 2 in, 2 out. You don't really need much more bandwidth. However, if they do make a 4th generation 18i20, I really hope that they upgrade it to a USB 3.1 connection. That way you can do higher resolution recordings with a lot of channels at the same time. Next to that, you have the 1/4-inch balanced outputs for your monitors. And then you have the XLR mic level inputs here for channels 1 and 2. Now, if you have an XLR plugged in here and then you plug something in the front, it will turn these back ports off, so just be aware of that. And then of course, on the top and around the sides, you have this really nice metallic red finish that Focusrite is known for. So my impression of the 4th generation is pretty much the same as my impression of the 2nd generation, and that's that the preamps are clean and transparent. They're not going to add a lot of color to your sound if that's what you want. The converters are also solid. All the new 4th generation features don't really do a whole lot for me. I prefer to set my own gain, and if you set your gain properly, you don't really need a clip safe function. But it's clear that these aren't targeted at me. These are targeted more at people who are just getting into recording. Now to make sure the 4th gen sounded just as good as the 2nd gen, I went ahead and did a quick cover recording with Luis from the Follow Through. Let's go ahead and take a listen to some of those sounds.
Your lives are open wide, of each hip gives them sight of all the life running through her hair. The spiders all in tune, the evening of the moon.
yeah, still sounds good. If you want to hear that whole song mixed, when I'm done with it, I'll put it up on the Follow Throughs channel, and I'll leave a link up here in the description and at the end of the video for you guys to follow and listen to the whole thing. So, is the 4th generation Scarlett right for you? Well, if you already have one of the older generations, then no, you really don't need it. All those new features aren't really game changers, and the audio isn't different in any discernible way. However, if you're just now getting into recording, then yeah, it's a great place to start. All those new features may be exactly what you need to learn the basics. And overall, the Focusrite interfaces have always been really solid and easy to use, and I do recommend them for beginners. Now on to the giveaway. So if you want to win this brand new 4th generation 2i2, you can enter twice. The first way, you enter by subscribing to me here on YouTube and then leaving a comment on this video letting me know what you'll do with this interface if you win it. And then the second way, you can find me on Instagram at MattIngramSound, leave a comment on the giveaway reel, tagging a friend that may also be interested in winning this interface. I'll be doing the drawing on January 9th and then revealing the winner in a video here on YouTube and on Instagram. So don't believe anybody that reaches out to you claiming to be me unless you see your name in that video. There's also additional rules down in the description below, so make sure you read those before you enter. Good luck to you. I'll see you next time. Let's go ahead and take some of those sounds into our ear holes.